Alright guys, welcome to today's video. Today we are with George, who you've probably seen previously in my Instagram photos, having a R8 and a Viper. But he also has a nice little Ducati here, so do you want to give us a little rundown of what we got going on here?
Actually, we'll start with the Ducati before I unveil.
Yeah.
This is a 2008 1098S. The reason why I have this is I do like bikes. I love cars more than bikes. But this is the last dry clutch Ducati. So this is the last Ducati that will give you that proper Ducati rattle. And ever since I bought it, I did love them beforehand, but after owning one, I'm inseparable with this bike now. I did change the front fairings to give it a bit more of a race look. I was a bit bored with the plain red. I think it's just the perfect combo now, and that's how I've had it for a long time. I've had it for about 6 years and I love it. It's just an absolute beast. It's so raw. It's so scary to ride. Like, I don't ride it often enough, so every time I get on it, I just shit my pants. And it's just cool to have something like that. You don't get on it and give it power and be like, oh yeah, I'm just over this, it needs more power. It never needs more power. Like
you're committed to when you put your foot down.
It's plenty.
Your hand down.
You just, by the time you finish the ride, you're like just starting to like get used to the power, because it just wants to throw you off the bike. And no traction control, no anti-mono,
no assist,
no ABS, zero. It's just you and the bike.
It's the MR2 of bikes. It's you driving it. How much power?
I think they've got like 160 horsepower, something like that. So between there, something 160, 170. But it only weighs about 180 odd kilos.
It's literally got...
So it's almost 1-to-1. Like, it's almost a 1-to-1 power to ratio.
This bike literally has 10 less horsepower than what the BMW I had stock. But this thing weighs like nothing at all. Give you some carbon goodies.
Yeah, you got front carbon and rear
carbon
tails for the tyres.
The
I
rear.
put the rear on, it came with the front. And I've got that little carbon rear stay there just for your boots.
See if I can capture.
Should pull it out.
Yeah, maybe. But then, what's this?
Alright, so this is the 1998 Dodge Viper GTS. So it's the hardtop. This one was imported from Chrysler themselves. So it's a bit of an original car, and it's had a proper, what they call like a factory conversion. Every Dodge Viper was made left-hand drive, but there's quite a few that got imported here. It was about 30 or 35 that got imported to Australia.
Really?
So, yeah, so Chrysler decided that they'll talk to Chrysler America and work out how to do a proper factory conversion. And these guys in Melbourne called Viper Performance got approved to do that conversion. So this has had that conversion. I actually owned a Viper before this, which was an RT10, the roadster, the roof came off. And then it had like a private conversion, and you could just tell the difference. But this is just a proper, you know, 1-to-1 conversion.
So curvy.
I'll just get the
and this bonnet is absolutely huge. So all the Americans that will probably see this will be like, oh yeah, that's nothing. But in Australia, you do not see Vipers. It just doesn't happen. So
yeah, super rare. Like this gets, the R8 gets its head turns, but this thing, like, this is unreal. Everyone wants to get a photo with this. Everyone wants to come have a chat to you.
Look at the red manifolds. Yes.
8-litre V10. I think stock they make about 450 to 500 horsepower. We've got cane intakes, smooth tubes, a custom exhaust system from extractors all the way back, and it's had a tune, so it's around about 550 horsepower at the engine and about 900 newton meters of torque, which is just like, it's nuts. And same thing,
you got to know how to drive one to get behind it.
No traction control, no ABS, no nothing. You just got big 3, 4, 5s to keep you down, and even they can't handle the power. Like, it's a beast.
He's a driver's man. He doesn't need them assist.
It's a scary car to drive. It's one of those cars, like, you get in it and you need to like learn how to drive it. You need to sit yourself around the car. It's not a car you get in, you adjust yourself and you get comfortable and you're like, yep, that makes sense. Your hand sort of like, in a Porsche, your hand falls on a shifter, you feel comfortable. You get into this car and like the shifter's up at your shoulder, like, you can't see over the bonnet. Like, it's super difficult. But once you get used to it over time, you can actually push it a little bit. But yeah, it's an insane car.
I love it. So this is one part of the garage, and what else do we have?
All right, today we're gonna go.
What
for a
else?
spin.
We got the little Honda,
Yeah, little Honda 900.
the weapon that
Covers
just
the
the survivor, makes it
Yeah.
do everything.
She's a battler. 90,000 Ks, like bike's unbelievable. All right, this is it.
This is the
What we're gonna roll around in today. 2012 R8 V10 gated manual and twin turbo. So it's had.
It's got twin snails.
Twin sails in the back. They're precision turbos, 5862s. It's a CFI kit, and it runs an air to water cooler because there's no room to slap a big massive intercooler. You've got the water reservoir at the front of the car, so I top it up from the front here, and then it's got lines plumbed into the car, and they feed into the intercooler, which is actually here, and you've got water passing through the intercooler left to right, and air forward and back, so it's essentially always sucking in cool air. So it's a really high quality kit, and a great idea for when you've got a lot of heat and not a lot of room.
So for anyone that knows R8s, if you ever looked at the engine bay, these here, that whole area is normally just engine, not that.
Yeah.
So
It's usually just a massive air intake. It's none of this. This is a full custom made sort of intake into the intercooler with the blow off valves. You can mount the blow off valves in different spots if you want to be a bit more, you know, if you want to hide it sort of, but I think they look nice there. It gives you a little hint of what's going on.
how much do you reckon the previous owner would have invested into?
I reckon, look, the kit's about 50k I reckon, but by the time you know, if you want the guy who created the kit to install it for you, you can fly him down, so by the time you pay for all of that and muck around, there's a good, who knows, there's like probably 70k in this, who knows.
There's a Nissan GTR in pricing for getting this made. If I can get, there's the turbo piping up inside there. We got, what brand is it?
It's a German Rush carbon fibre rear diffuser. It's got German Rush carbon fibre side skirts and front splitter. So it's subtle.
So
and Rahana RFX 10s all round.
we've got, these are mint. The camera's not picking up the colour of these wheels properly, but they look so good. And then more carbon. They're aftermarket side blades, aren't they?
Yep, these are aftermarket side skirts,
And
that was an option to have the carbon side
The
blades.
side skirts too. So that's from the
These are
current
from German
generation,
Rush.
isn't it? That
This is an option, like you can either have a painted or carbon sides, it's a side blade from factory. So this was an option from factory, that's aftermarket. But it's matching the factory shape of the skirt. The Gen 2s got rid of this portion of the side blade. So the next gen
it's painted.
Yeah, it's sort of like painted or part of the body, more or less. And then they've just got the carbon top and bottom, whereas the first gen R8s, it's just a whole sort of side blade.
So then, this is the weapon of choice for today. But as you can see, it is not an automatic. This is gated, and it is certainly a lot of fun. And it is so satisfying to hear the clang of the metal on metal changing gears. But the last thing we got is hiding under there. But
So embarrassing.
do we take the covers off, or we save it for another video?
Maybe we save it for another video.
I
Actually, that's a
reckon-
little surprise. We won't tell anyone about that one.
It's loud. It's
Yeah.
make your neighbours
loud.
angry loud. I think we take this.
Let's do it.
What do you reckon? Let's go.
Let's go.
truck drivers digging it. Everyone's digging it. This could get interesting.
That's that sand cop.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh boy. This is so gonna get interesting. What do you mean? I don't know how we're not getting spoken to right now, but wow.
You guys can have the walkie-talkies on us and be like, you know, so it can look profesh.
Got walkie-talkies.
These are profesh walkie-talkies.
So when your R8's twin turbo, you just say goodbye to your windshield washer.
And you put an air to water cooler in it.
Slap your air to water cooler there. It's the perfect filmmaker's car.
Yeah.
You probably fit a body in that. I can comfortably say this is the easiest car to get in and out of as well, supercar wise. Aventador SV and what was it? SV and McLaren 720S are the hardest so far that I've been in. But I reckon this thing should do you reckon a 300k run's needed in Mexico at some point?
I think so.
I think so.
We definitely need to do one.
Definitely. I'll insert one of my story clips from Instagram when we went to Mexico and reached a good 260. Operation drone. The go-go. It's got the drone up there. Sausage dogs over there. We got us here. This is sick. Weenie dogs.
Look at that. You are missing it.
Got a rolling shot of some dogs. Meow.
Yeah, you can land there. It's okay. What a piece of technology that is.
I reckon. Now we think it's time for some highway pulls. So hopefully the little cinematic shots I got before is good enough to throw something together for the start of this video, and see how she goes. The ghetto rag camera. Look at it go.
See the ghetto vibration.
The ghetto cam. Hopefully the FG wants to play.
I reckon he does.
I definitely reckon he does.
I reckon he's gonna stone chip the shit out of me if I stay behind him.
Oh, I didn't know your car makes burbles.
Yeah, she does a bit.
It is gone. Oh, that was nutters. That was nuts. Holy shit.
There's a surprise in the back. It's been twin turbo. Yeah. It's got almost 1,000.
This is wild. Oh, this is nuts.
Hey? 600? Fuck!
It puts down.
I put it on E85 and it's about 900.
I want to do 85, but the fuel system and the fuel lines can't take it.
It's on 98.
Yeah.
This is about to get spastic if all goes how I think it's about to.
Daniel! What did he say? Oh.
Oh, he's pulling over. So hopefully that owner pulls up with us now and we can actually check out what's under the hood. Because apparently it's making 600.
But I'm thinking he's talking like 600 real world kilos. When I said like almost 1,000, I just meant horsepower at the engine. So his car makes more power than mine.
And his car was going.
And it's shooting some.
That was making
big
some
flames.
ruckus noises too. We don't have a GoPro per se, but we've got an S10 Plus.
And I might
We've
put
got a suction mount. And we've got glass. So let's do it. This gives you a look at the very not OEM engine bay. How much power is it pushing?
So the engine's got, we're close to 1,000 I reckon. We're in the 900s. It's a bit of a beast. The glass is angled the other way.
Alright, so we've done a slight makeshift little... Today has been a day of ghetto camera mounts. Hillbilly car camera mod. For when GoPros are too mainstream, you just slap some
Just in case.
painter's tape.
So if it falls, should be alright.
I've now got a walkie-talkie because...
Alright, let's do this.
Let's go! I'm literally using walkie-talkies to film pulls of the car. Dude, it is so funny recording and just hearing your voice come through a walkie-talkie on my vest. Alright, this should sound pretty good. Yeah, that sounded really good.
Was that good?
That was really good. Oh, that was nuts to see what it was like full pelt noise.
Sound good?
Yeah. Look at this dude. This is like the DIY of all camera mounts today. We've had it here with the rag,
the whole
and
thing.
now we've used...
Got the whole thing.
That's awesome.
Still recording.
Amazing. Alright guys, that pretty much brings us to the end of today's video. We got to give this a little bit of a stretch, but I don't think we've really touched on what it can actually do. We've got the Viper, but George also has a certain little race car hiding out the back which we haven't shown you yet, so let me know in the comments if you want to see the Viper next or the race car out back, and we'll let you guys decide what we do next. Alright, thanks for watching guys, leave a like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.